Hello, and welcome to Shaded Reality, a podcast where the recaps are hot, but the shade is cool. I'm Marie, and I am here with Anne. Today we are recapping Summer House Season 10, Episode 15. I don't know if you noticed, Anne, but I was so jealous of your tan skin that I went right outside and got myself a full-blown sunburn.
I can't see. I can't
just
tell
to...
with the lighting.
Oh, yeah.
You did not put sunblock on?
Oh, so we went to the dam thing up near us, and it was cloudy in the morning, and then I was just kind of sitting there, and it wasn't like bright sun, like it was kind of behind me, so I was just like, oh, I need a little bit of sun before I put sunblock on. And then I put a little bit like on my forehead, but then I kind of forgot about it, and I don't think I had shook up the can. My neck is really bad because I didn't put anything like on the back of my neck, but it's been a long day out in the sun, and I feel tired and miserable.
You sound tired and miserable.
But yeah.
It has been a long day. Yeah.
But it was good. It was nice to actually have like a hot day and like be out in the sun and stuff, but it's just I'm tired. I'm ready to I'm not ready to start the work week. I can tell you that. My God.
Which, I mean, when everyone is listening to this, it will be Thursday, but it is Sunday evening for us right now, recording.
Yes, yeah. For us, tomorrow's Monday. Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to liven this up. So, Season 10, Episode 15, Full House. So, it starts out with a timestamp, August 30th. Kyle and Carl are outside fighting. Like, it starts right off with where their fight left off from the previous episode. There's yelling. Carl's freaking out and needs to be held back, or at least he's pretending he needs to be held back. I don't think either of these guys are men that would physically want to really be in a fight. Like, I think they're yelling and screaming, but they want it to look worse than it actually is. They keep showing this shot of Carl storming out, and he kind of storms out like a penguin. Like, he holds his elbows next to him, but then, like, flings his arms, and it just doesn't look manly to me. Like, in a little bit, we have Bailey being like, oh my God, it was so hot. Like, his neck was bulging, and, like, I just want him to be my husband. Like, she was so turned on, and I'm like, did you see the shot of him walking out the door? Because it wasn't attractive at all. No. I don't like people fighting. Like, even when we were younger, because, like, I've been with my husband since high school, I remember boys getting into fights. And I remember one time we were out camping, and my husband, like, broke a fight up, and somebody punched him in the face, like, on accident, because he, like, got in the middle of it. And then he got mad, and then he was like, oh, be careful, like, my girlfriend's here. And I was just like, you guys are all embarrassing. Like, I didn't find it attractive. I didn't find anything about it exciting. Like, I was, like, disgusted by all of it. And I was like, ugh, I don't want to see men fighting or women fighting or, like, I just find it embarrassing.
I don't enjoy it either.
Keep yourself under control.
When I used to go out, there was this one girl that would love when her husband got into a fight. Like, she would almost cause issues with other men so her husband would get into a fight. I never understood it. But yeah, there was one time in the 20-some years that Skylar and I have been together that he got into one fight. And it was awful. It was between him and a very good friend. And it was so short, but it was like he didn't even want to fight him. And his friend went at him. Like, it was just, and it was over something so ridiculous. And then me and my friend got angry because we're both clearly like sticking up for our husbands. It was just a whole mess. And I was like, and this is why we don't fight. You know, like Skylar is not a fighter at all. And it's just, I mean, like it would scare me because he never would get in fights. But I was so afraid that moment that he did, he would be the one who would like hospitalize someone, or you know what I mean, because he doesn't know his strength. Like, I feel like something could set him off and he would just I don't know. But I hate fighting.
I don't like it. I would like luckily my husband's not a fighter either, or like doesn't get into fights with people, but I just remember that one time and I was like, I don't even want to be a part of this. Like, leave me out of it. So Kyle calls Carl a Vagisil. I was like,
I think I missed that.
And then, he doesn't say like, you could like go use Vagisil, or like he calls him a Vagisil, which I thought was hilarious. And like the fight kind of ends because they get broken up and split up and told to go in different directions. So then Carl's back in the kitchen. Lindsay keeps telling Carl to take a deep breath, which was annoying the shit out of me. Like, in the kitchen, Carl wasn't even like freaking out. He was pacing a little bit, but like he wasn't like obnoxiously like, like still angry or trying to go back out at anybody. And she's like, take a deep breath, calm down, take a deep breath. And I'm like, like, I would get annoyed if I was standing there and someone just got into a huge fight with me and then you kept telling me to calm down. I would be, it would probably make my anger go up.
When she's the whole reason why we're here is because of Lindsay.
The whole thing started to begin with. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like thinking. And so I can't stand when someone tells me to calm down. Because in general, I'm not a super like aggravated, aggressive person. So if I'm in a mood and then someone's like, oh, calm down, I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like I'm perfectly capable of calming down, and you telling me that is not going to help. So then Kyle's still out front. This part I did not like, and I was like, okay, so we are all going to make Kyle this horrible, like, mentally abusive person because he tells his wife to fuck off, but Amanda is up in his face. She's putting her hand over his mouth. She's screaming at him and saying, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face if you don't shut up. At one point, she's literally has both her hands around his neck, and Wes whispers something in her ear, and then she moves her hands down to his shoulders. I'm like, so because you're just a tiny little girl, you're allowed to physically be shoving your husband around, but he can't say fuck you to you? Like, you're both wrong, and I think there's a lot more to their relationship that we just don't get to see. And this was telling. And like, could you imagine if your husband was in an uproar, drunk and pissed off, and you have your hands around his neck or putting your hands over his mouth? Like, I don't think it would go well.
Not at all.
I was like, what is wrong with you? So then she walks away. Kyle's outside with Wes then, because Amanda just leaves. And he's saying, Carl talks shit about him, Kyle saying this, all summer. And Wes is like, no, he doesn't. He does not talk shit about you. And Wes is like, you aren't mad at Carl. You're mad at Lindsay. She got you riled up. You just kept looking over at Amanda. And West is trying to deflect from Amanda here. And he keeps saying, it's Lindsay. Like, and I thought it was just really weird how he was trying to like change Kyle's like narrative in his head. Like, you're not mad at anybody else but Lindsay. Because Kyle's not mad at Lindsay at all. He got pissed off at Carl because Carl came at him. And he was mad at Amanda because Amanda was making faces and like, her doing her, oh my god, I'm so excited, I can't believe that someone's coming after you shit.
Because in this, like, if this were to happen, I feel like to any other married couple, if someone was coming at my husband, the way that Lindsay was, I would be like defending him. But she enjoys it. Like she does. She just like, sits back and lets it, loves it.
She loved it. But so that is like the whole theory with Amanda. And we'll talk about it a little bit later when Kyle's like talking to himself in the closet. Amanda is just plain lazy. Amanda will not fight her own fights. Amanda doesn't do shit. Whether it's like, she had a whole season where she wanted to start a business for bikinis because she's a big chested girl and she always has a hard time because bikinis come in like tops and bottoms, same sizes, whatever. But she has no initiative to do anything to make any of this stuff happen. And like in that season, her best friends, Paige and it might have been Ciara at that time, were like trying to help her and tell her, this is great, start your own business, do this. Amanda just wants to lay around and do nothing. She does the same thing in her relationship. She wants everyone to fight her battles for her. She's too lazy to even get a fucking divorce or request a divorce. Like, she's trying to get herself into a new relationship so that that person can help her get out of her current one. Like, she has no get up and go. And the only time at that table, which I don't think we said it in the last episode, she said, I think this is a separate conversation, or I don't think this is the conversation for the table, was when Kyle said something about her. And he said, Amanda never does anything in this relationship or something like that. I can't remember his exact words. But yeah, that's the only time she said, whoa. She's like, whoa. This isn't a conversation for now. And it's like, yeah, because now we're talking about you and the things that you do or don't provide to this relationship. So yeah, West is just trying to make Kyle know who he's mad at. Then Amanda's in the house talking about how she was just quiet because Lindsay was saying everything Lindsay was saying was true. And Carl's still mad at Kyle at this point. So he's like, he's throwing away his relationship for what? For being a DJ? He doesn't even have his own music. I'm like, Bailey begs Carl not to go back in the house. And she's like, can we just make out? I'll make out with you again. Like, she's just trying to diffuse the situation, make it light, funny, whatever. Lindsay goes and talks to Kyle. There's so many things happening, and you can't tell what the real timeline is because it's like we're outside and Carl's outside. Then we're in the kitchen and Carl's in the kitchen. And then Kyle's outside. And then Lindsay's talking to Kyle in a bedroom. Like, it's all over the place. And she just says, like, I wasn't trying to rattle you. I was just trying to get the truth. And I'm like, you were 100% repeating conversations you had with Amanda. Like, you didn't come up with all this stuff. This is stuff Amanda has been complaining to you about. Like, don't act like you weren't trying
and the way
to
she
dig
was
at him.
To him was aggressive. It wasn't even like, and if she was really that concerned, she would have done it privately. But it was at a fucking dinner.
Yeah, not at the whole table.
And everyone was just like all zoning in on freaking Kyle. Like, it was a hot
mess. Carl goes over and gives Amanda a hug and says he throws tantrums at dinner tables every season. Or for how many summers now? Because Kyle, this is not the first time Kyle has left or thrown a fit at a dinner table. I will say that is 100% true. I don't know what it is. Like, I know Kyle, and every time logically I start saying things out loud, like, I remember all the things. So don't get it twisted. I'm not like some kind of Kyle stan at this point. But for whatever reason, the way the editors, like, put this episode together, like, I feel bad for Kyle. Like, I genuinely feel like bad for him.
He's like
in this
sobbing
episode.
Like, you could tell he's so broken. I don't understand their marriage. And I mean, like, this is me so fresh and new, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Get a divorce. Like, clearly you both don't. I mean, I feel like he seems like he wants to make it work, but they don't seem to have really anything in common. So why? I don't understand.
They don't. Yeah. And they haven't since day one, which is just the weirdest thing. It's been frustrating for a Summer House watcher for every season. So Ciara and Jesse head out the front door, and West is sitting out there by himself on a porch chair on his phone texting. Um, Inside, Kyle gets to the point which is that, let's see, Kyle gets to the point, which is that his convo, oh, okay, so he finally gets to like why he's so angry. And he says, he had the conversation on the beach with Ciara about her recommending they separate, and then it got to where she came out and said, I've already had this conversation with Amanda, and Amanda agrees with me. So we said it last episode. That's what's all brewing in his head. The entire time, Lindsay's poking at little things. This has been in Kyle's head since the afternoon. Then he has Amanda across the table at him, laughing in his face, essentially. And of course he's going to burn. Like, who wouldn't have a blow up?
Right.
Like, who wouldn't freak out, like, at this point? So he said it all just caught him off guard because, like, it's not something she has talked to him about, which is the problem. Amanda has just decided, I'm not going to have conversations with him anymore. I'm literally going to ignore him, and I'm going to let some white knight come save me. That is Amanda's entire strategy in this. Lindsay says, I get all this, but you need to stop reacting like this. You can't say fuck you to your wife. And he's like, I just feel abandoned. And Lindsay says that maybe that's how Amanda feels when he goes out DJing. So Lindsay is saying all the right things in this conversation, but it's the right format. It's a small group. You know what I mean? It's not in front of everybody. Like, it makes sense here that she would have this type of conversation. And Kyle says that they haven't had sex for 7 years, so it's kind of hard. And he starts to get angry again because he's being pushed back on. And Kyle does need to own some of this, but I find it hard to believe, and I would have to go back and check, that it's been 7 years since they've had sex, because we've literally seen them like go to bed on Summer House on their good years and talk about like, oh yeah, we had sex last night, like, oh, I got it in, or like whatever. So 7 years seems like a stretch to me, because that would literally be before they got married. I don't think they've been married for 7 years. So I think he's being hyperbolic and making up
I feel
numbers.
Like any married couple, if they go an entire year without having sex, something's not right.
Yeah, that's insane to me. That doesn't even make sense.
If you go 6 months without having sex, that would be a red flag in my head. Like, what's happening? Why doesn't my husband want to have sex with me? That's weird.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I don't even know how you have a relationship. I don't know. Like, that's a huge part of my relationship. So it just seems crazy to me to... I don't know. Ciara says, so now we're back to Ciara and West and Jesse on the front porch. And she says, we're so back. And West makes a weird sound. Like chill. And I'm like, what? Like, she's not saying I'm in love with you and we're now married. Like, calm down, buddy. And she goes, what, you don't like that? And he just makes some generic offhand comment like, oh, no, like, it's great. Love it. You're amazing, you know? Lindsay goes to the kitchen, talks about the conversation she just had with Kyle, and says, you know, it was a lot of his meltdown was attributed to the beach conversation. And in interview, Amanda says, well, Ciara always says what I'm thinking. So again, just another person she allows to be her mouthpiece and say all the negative things and be the bad guy and like say the stuff she doesn't want to say. Bailey is very horned up about how angry Carl was, and she just won't stop talking about his dog tags. She really likes the dog tags that he's wearing. And Lindsay, the face she makes, she's so disgusted. Yes. She's like, oh my God, who could be horned up about Carl? But I don't know if you've been seeing any of the latest social media posts, but like he's met her daughter and they've been like hanging out and being friendly again. There's this picture. She's standing in the middle. She's holding her daughter. Carl's on one side, Kyle's on the other, and it's like the back of her daughter's head because she doesn't put her daughter's face on social media or whatever. Lindsay is looking up at Carl with the biggest smile on her face, and it just looks like she's in love with him again. And I'm like, oh my God, if they could get back together, I would die. Like, it would be perfect. I don't think it's gonna happen, but Kyle's changing because he has blood on his pants, and I'm like, was there a huge part of this fight that got physical that they cut out because they didn't want us to see an actual physical fight? Like, what is happening? Kyle starts crying, and he's talking to Ben and says he feels like he's drowning. Carl and KJ are talking in Carl's room, and he's like, I'm not mad. I just want to be friends. I just want it to be okay. Both sides decide they need to apologize to each other. Wes comes back inside from the front porch. Amanda is walking down the hall, and she's looking at her phone. I think she was texting him about what was going on and was like, come in and see me, or something like that. Because I thought it was weird. I'm like, why did you just walk in the house right when she's walking down the hall? And you two are the only people in this whole house that have their cell phones out right now. And you were out on that porch texting by yourself and got bombarded by Sarah and Jesse. And then Ciara said that something to you, and you kind of got weirded out by it. Because you guys, this is when I think it all started. Like, I think Wes is comforting Amanda with his tongue is what's happening. She says, you pulling your chair up next to me, and starts crying. They hug intensely. He kisses the side of her head and face, and she says, I love you.
Yes. Okay, so this is my question to you. Did they always have this kind of friendship?
No.
So that is like...
No. I didn't even know they were like that friendly, honestly, until this season.
I was like, what the fuck? But then I was like, well, maybe they had this friendship that I didn't know, you know what I mean, from before.
And I mean, I don't know if it's editing or like we just don't see it, because Amanda never has any kind of interaction or relationship with the men in the house, but she's also married. So like maybe she's always a bit touchy-feely and friendly with the men in the house, and the cameramen just don't, like, it's not put into the show because there's no chance of a relationship. Like, there's no story there. I don't know. So that's hard to say. But no, this is like, from everything we've ever seen, like, no, that's not a normal thing at all. Kyle and Carl apologize to each other. They're in Carl's room. They're hugging it out. It's very sweet. I liked it. This conversation, like, made me fall in love with Carl. Like, they're just like, I am so sorry. Like, I didn't mean that. Carl says, you know, I've been essentially a bitch all summer. Like, I do not care that you didn't put money into soft bar. Like, that's not a thing. And Kyle is just like, I'm sorry for everything too. Right. Like, I thought it was good. I'm an easy, if you apologize to me, I'm forgiving you. Like, I'm an easy forgiver. Like, I'm not going to hold a grudge. I'm not, because I know how hard it is to apologize. So if you're willing to come up to me and own it, like, I'm going to take it. Ciara is walking up the stairs because they're kind of all heading to their rooms now to get ready for the night. She has like this net dress on. Her freaking ass, amazing. Like, it looks so good. She had a thong on so you could like, see through it. Amanda's climbing into Ciara's bed. Carl says, I just said that. Carl does say, you can't tell your wife to fuck off. Like, everyone is pretty clear with Kyle about this. Like, you can't talk to your wife like this. And I'm just curious, like, what their relationship is like. Because, like, in my relationship, if my husband and I get really mad at each other, we've both been like, oh, go fuck off. Like, that's not a big deal for me. Like, it's not like some hard hitter that, like, is like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. There would be things where, like, if he was like, you're a fucking bitch, I think that, like, that's not anything he ever says to me. Or so, but I don't know if we're like in a fight and he's like, oh, fuck off, it wouldn't even faze me. I would probably just be like, you fuck off.
Right.
I don't know. Like, it's not a big, it's not like that dramatic of a thing. Like, I don't know.
I have a husband who does
but that's just how we talk to each other.
Ever, or raise his voice at me.
What does he do? Just sit there? So if you yell, he just sits there?
Like,
that would drive me nuts.
I can probably count on one hand the amount of times that Skylar, like, raised his voice, which was totally, like, worth him raising his voice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one who is kind of, like, yells and is a little psycho sometimes, and he will literally just sit there and not. And if he does, like, he'll say something where just, like, raise his voice a little bit. But Skylar has never, like, actually yelled at me or swear. Skylar doesn't swear either.
Wow. Yeah. So my husband and I we don't fight very often. Like, it's a very far and few between thing. But when it happens, it's dramatic. Like, when we get to the point where that's going to happen, it's a lot. And we both are like, blah, blah, blah. Like, but in our everyday, like, the fights, like, we don't fight. Like, we're not big fighters. We're not big bickerers or anything like that. But when it comes to it, we're gonna both just outrageously scream at each other. I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I've been with him for 20 some odd years, so it works for us. Oh my gosh, Skylar, like... And then in general, the next day we're fine. Like,
if Skylar screamed at me, I think
it's not like
just because I'm not used to it. Like,
I always cry. I mean, whenever I'm fighting that I'm that angry, I'm of course crying. No. Like, that's, but it's not because I'm like upset that he's yelling. It's just that if I'm upset, I'm crying. So Amanda's laying in bed between Ciara and Mia, whining, saying I feel like it's like the 4th time this summer already you guys have had to, like, be sorry for me, and I don't need sympathy, and I don't want to be the sad girl. And I'm like, then don't. Kyle comes in. He says he just wanted to let her know that he just hugged it out with Carl, and he thinks he needs to, he wants to hug it out with her and, like, settle things. He said that he was just sitting at the dinner table and was super excited about the opportunities coming up with, like, the new manager and all of that. And everything just got misunderstood. And in that moment, he felt like she was just letting her friends attack him. And when he looked over at her, she just had this smug look on her face. And he said he just wanted her approval and wanted her to sign with him. And she interrupts him and goes, it's not even about the DJ stuff. And he says, and it kind of gets awkward because, like, she's not even letting him finish his apology. And he's like, I don't know what it is about anymore, Amanda. And she says she needs some time. And he just says, it's been a long time since I felt like we've been on the same team. It just wears me down and it hurts. And he seems kind of reluctant to leave. But he does. He kind of, like, walks out. Then this bitch goes, where's the apology? I'm like, you didn't let him fucking get to it. He was in the middle of talking and he was apologizing without saying the word sorry. That is exactly what he was doing. He was telling her, this is what I experienced and I am sorry for the way I reacted. But you interrupted him and it was like, it's not even about that. So, and Ciara just says, I don't know what that was. And I'm like,
I don't know. Her husband
seem
wanted
like,
to have
to
a
me that
conversation
seemed
with her,
good.
You two were in the bed and
yeah. I think I would have got up and been like, I will let you two talk.
Yeah.
Or something, So then Kyle's kind of walking away and talking to himself, and he's like, I think sometimes she just roots for anyone who's against me, and she doesn't want anything to do with me, but she's too scared to just pull out of it because she can't do anything for herself.
Yes.
Yep. You got it, Kyle. You figured it out. You nailed it. Then the rest of the house is just kind of getting ready to go out. It's like everyone just forgot about this, that we're done. We're moving on. Kyle changes And then Amanda had got out of bed because she said she's going to like just send everyone off because she's not going out because Amanda can't be fun. Amanda can't let anything go. And none of this even happened to her. Like, beyond Kyle saying, fuck you, like, in general, this was all a gang up on Kyle. But Amanda has to stay in now. Amanda's just too much. So Amanda says, you don't want to say anything? You're just going to go out? Didn't this bitch just say, I need time? Like, stop talking to me. Stop apologizing. I need time. So he says, I was trying to talk to you upstairs. And he's like, I'm sorry. So then he says, I'm sorry for saying F you. I'm sorry for ruining dinner. I'm sorry for ruining the night. And I'm sorry for losing my shit. And she says, that's not what you should be sorry for. Okay, Amanda, is this a fucking game of guess who? Like, can you clue us in on what he needs to be sorry for? Maybe then he could like get to the point and have a conversation with you, because every time he's talked about multiple things now, and every time you say that's not the thing, could you fucking let us know what the thing is? Like, I'm so annoyed with her. She says, you never express yourself at all unless you're screaming. And he's like, that's just not true, but okay. And he just walks away. Like, he's given up. I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this. So they all go out. It's like midnight-ish. They have the camera footage of them at the bar. Then the boys, Kyle, Ben, and Carl arrive home. It's showing the people that are getting into bed. Then the next group arrives home. Ciara walks in the kitchen, and Kyle is just standing there in his boxers and t-shirt that says have a day, with his hands down by, like, he's just standing there like a creepy little ghost or something, and she just dies and starts laughing, and I'm like, what is he doing? Jesse asks Kyle where he's sleeping, and he's like, in my bed, bitch. Then Kyle turns to West and says, imagine if Jesse was trying to sleep with my wife. And I'm like, oh, Kyle, you were so close. You were like right there. Kyle goes, could you imagine if he would have said that to West instead? Oh my God, that would have been the quote of the century. Kyle goes to bed. He takes a pillow and it kind of makes Amanda's head flop to the side, which I was like, okay, Kyle, chill out. Then he kisses her on the forehead and says goodnight. And I don't know, that just made me melt. I was just like, that's sweet. Like, he really, I don't know, like, he has some kind of care for her that he, like, gets in bed and kisses her on the head.
I know. And then she just, like, rolls out, like, I don't know. I'm sure, honestly, that is their relationship daily.
Yeah. And how does he, like, how do you expect someone to keep trying when you are purposely, like, pushing him away? Just get out. Leave. Do it. Like, you're driving me nuts. So it's the next morning, and Kyle and Amanda are in bed. He's trying to snuggle up to her. He apologizes for going out and says, as soon as I went out, I knew it was wrong, and I should have just come home. She's just silent. She just doesn't say anything. And you can, like, see his frustration. And she's just trying to make him feel bad. Okay, so then we're over to Wes and Jesse talking. They're waking up. Freaking Wes' nipples are, like, right out. It's so annoying. He always has his shirt off and his fucking nipples. It's so annoying. He's wearing a stupid hat that doesn't fit his big dumb head. And I'm like, you would be the kind of person that wears, like, a stupid hat for attention. I just hate him. He said, and they're just talking about other random things. They're talking about the fight that happened last night and Carl and all kinds of stuff. And then he just goes, I wonder how Amanda's doing, out of nowhere. And I'm like, no one was talking about Amanda, West. Amanda's on the couch and tells Lindsay that this morning Kyle apologized for going out because he didn't realize she was staying back. And Lindsay says, what? That's what he apologized for? Because Lindsay doesn't know all the other times he apologized last night. And Amanda just shakes her head. Amanda, you could have said, well, I mean, last night he apologized for this, this, and this. But she makes Lindsay think he's only apologizing for going out. They're all outside kind of hanging out by the pool, and Ciara's giving everyone their jobs, setting up for their last party of summer. The theme is après-ski, and she has like a whole ski slope set up, igloos, ice sculptures, like all kinds of shit. Sabrina shows up. She runs up and hugs Jesse. Jesse is the only one in the house that seems like why is Sabrina so aggressively trying to be our friend? He's just like seems so weirded out by it. She goes up to Ciara, gives her a hug, and kisses Ciara on the mouth. I never have in my life greeted my friends and kissed them on the mouth. Like, that to me is so weird. Mia and KJ are chatting by the pool. She's talking about like how she used to go home for the holidays to Chicago, but since her mom isn't there anymore, she's trying to create new traditions. And KJ says that his mom will be in town for the holidays, and he would love if her and Ciara would come join him for the holidays. And I was like, oh, I love that for them. I'm glad they like made a good friendship. Lindsay and West are in the room talking, and Jessie comes in with some plates of food. She's asking about how Ciara said that West is her person and loves him the most. And West says like, oh yeah, I wasn't expecting the L word. And I'm like, you fucking need to get over your shit, West. She did not say, I'm in love with you. She said, you're the person I love the most. We can love a whole lot of people in our life without being in love with them. Like, you need to go to fucking therapy if you can't have a friend that you love. If that is too much for you, you have some fucking shit going on in your life and you need to get it together. Like, the way he is treating her already is pissing me off. Like, just enjoy the fact that she's not mad at you and you guys are friends again. If you guys are really the best friends that you guys act like you are, like, oh, it's so frustrating to me the way that he keeps acting like she's trying to like get with him and like be his girlfriend or something. I'm like, no one said that.
Boyfriend before.
Oh,
okay.
Kind of. So they hung out a ton the very first summer he was in the house. And it was like 6 weeks or something. Like, she refused. She was not going to hook up with him in the house under the cameras. But they really got to know each other and really became close friends. And as soon as cameras were down and that fall, like, they got together. Like, I don't know if they called themselves boyfriend or girlfriend, but like, yeah. They were together. So, and then she went away. I don't know the whole timeline, but she went away to do Traders because she was on Traders and she couldn't have her phone and stuff. So, like, I don't think they were officially like boyfriend and girlfriend, but he felt like, oh, she wasn't giving him attention anymore. And he went and wrote this whole op-ed thing, and it came out to like the public saying, like, he wasn't as into her as she was into him. And I feel like that's exactly what he keeps projecting now. And it's just, it makes me like, I don't know. I embarrassed is not the right word, but it makes me feel so sorry for her. Like, she doesn't see West for the dickhead he is that everyone else can see him for. She sees him as like this best buddy, this best friend, this amazing guy. And he's just not. Like, he's not. So yeah, he says something like, ultimately we get along so well and we spent 2 years pretending we didn't, and he's just happy they're back, but it's confusing and a lot to process. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. Some of their friends start to arrive to the house that are going to be like getting ready with them. Everyone's putting outfits on. Amanda is in this like full white suit that blows up. And I think she's trying to be like a snowball or something. And yeah, and like her arms are just out straight to the sides. So something you don't know because you don't watch, Ciara, every year since she's come in, she has these costumes that just blow you away for some of these parties. And she never tries to make like say she's going to be a witch or something, like, because it's a Halloween thing. She doesn't try to be sexy. Oh. Like, she will put on the best decrepit old lady witch with warts or whatever that you've ever seen. Like, she puts these amazing costumes together and she never makes it sexy. And I think that's what Amanda's trying to do. Like, I think she's trying to be Ciara. Like, I think she... No, it wasn't sexy, but it also wasn't good. No, like, it wasn't like something you good.
Buy off Amazon. There was like no thought put into it. But I was thinking that the whole time, like, one, it's probably hot, I would imagine. It's summer in the Hamptons. And two, everyone is wearing these cute little ski bunny like
bikinis
outfits.
with like
Yeah.
coats and boots. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what she was trying to do. Like, was be like, oh, I'm going to be the funny one this time. Because that's how Ciara usually dresses, is like, she will put this like crazy, like they had one that was for Kyle's birthday this year. They were, because he's old or whatever. It was like a geriatric birthday party. So it was like for old people. Ciara wore this bikini, but she had this like prosthetic where her tits were like hanging down to her belly button, and like she had wrinkles all over her face, and like, you know, like the whole nine. Like she did like a whole thing. But yeah, I think that's what Amanda was trying to do. So then guests are all arriving and they all have to come through like this like tube, like winter white tube thing. And Amanda is standing by the tunnel trying to scare people. And it's not funny. Like, she just, I don't know. She's annoying me. West is chatting with either a random girl and says she's wearing the hottest outfit he's ever seen, or is it Dara? I didn't know. But either way, his comment's inappropriate. Jesse and Ciara are talking, and he says that his thorn for this summer was that when she wasn't talking to him, and his rose is that her and West are back, and he asked her if he's had the conversation about only being friends with West, or does she save those conversations only for him? And she says that they've only been friendly for like a week or so, so no, they haven't had that conversation. And then in her interview, she says she's concerned about how West can sometimes seem all in, and then nothing. And then the episode kind of comes to an end and we see stuff from next week. So, yeah, I don't know what the season finale is going to be like, but I think there's been clips that West and Ciara kiss.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw a clip, so we'll see. But I feel so bad for her. I just feel so bad for her.
Has anything been out, or are they trying to keep it all under wraps? With the whole, you know, West and Amanda thing, like, has Ciara spoke out about anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to hold it all off until the reunion, which is just going to be in like 2 weeks now. But yeah, no, not much. She's just made those comments about Jen Fessler that we already talked about in our Shade Report. So if you haven't listened to that, you can go listen to our comments there. And then like when she was getting all of the attention, because everyone was like waiting for her to put up a story on Instagram and stuff, she put out links to charities. Like she's just like, go support these charities and stuff. And now she's just getting like, she's going to be on Love Island something. She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. She's just getting her bag. Yeah. She's just out there, you know, like she's hosting stuff. She was doing award red carpets, interviewing people. Like that's all she hasn't said anything as far as I know. Crazy. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This was a good episode. It'll be out this week, Thursday. Which if you're listening to this point, you already know that. I don't know why I even said it. We are at Shaded Reality Pod on everything, so you can or not Shaded Reality Pod on the podcast apps, that's just Shaded Reality. Please download our episodes, subscribe so you get auto downloads. We are on TikTok and Instagram, so follow us there. And we have new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, and as there is reality TV news, we also do like a bonus Shade Report, and that is out usually on a Friday if we have one. So look for those if you're looking for the latest reality TV news. And thanks for listening. Hope everyone has a happy Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.